Hi everybody and welcome to today's video. I am super excited to share with you this video. I've actually been looking forward to this for a long time. Today we have time to make it. And what are we going to make? Hamburger helper, shelf stable without all the preservatives. Now, I like to showcase books because, as you know, I'm an avid reader and I love learning new things. Most of the times my books are very frugal. I will share with you always in the description box below. People have been asking me, where do I get this? Where do I get that? My books are always down below. Everything is down below there. But this book, you can still get relatively frugal, but it is a collector's item and it is getting more and more expensive. This is More Make Your Own Groceries. It came in 2-book series. The Make Your Own Groceries is very cheap. You can buy that really cheap. The second one is harder to find and it is a collector's item. This is my ultimate favorite book when it comes to making your own mixes. So we are going to make our own hamburger helper. Recently I bought a box of hamburger helper and I normally don't eat food like that, but I was so tired that day and I thought I'm just gonna mix this up. Well, I didn't realize the long list of preservatives. Then I realized you can make it yourself so much cheaper and you don't have those preservatives. This is going to be shelf stable for 1 year. So I'm going to show you the directions how to make it. I also will share with you the recipe down below or on the side, depending on what device you have. Some people are telling me on an iPad, it's on the side. I don't know because I don't have any of those things. All right, let's get started. One thing really nice is, remember I did a product review of these lids that came from China and they didn't work. Remember that? That was like almost a year ago already. Well, guess what? We can use these lids for this. So it works out perfect. All right, let's get working on this video. Let's get working on this video because it is so much fun. It's so simple. It only takes minutes to do it. Only a few ingredients, and I'm gonna share with you the ingredients in the jar, and then I'm going to share with you what you add to the jar when you open it up. So it's so simple. Let's get started and let me read to you what we're putting in the jar. Each jar gets 1.5 cups of macaroni noodles. Of course, it's dry. And then we're just going to add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of cheese, commercial dried cheese. So this is natural cheese powder. That's it. Now, they recommend that you put the cheese powder in a plastic baggie. I don't have little plastic baggies, so I'm using these envelopes. But you can use whatever you want. So in each envelope, I'm going to be put about 3 to 4 tablespoons of the cheese powder. This is going to get put in the jar, and then you put the macaronis in it. So basically what we're doing is we are copycatting what we find if we buy Hamburger Helper. Hamburger Helper always has the cheese in a little package. We'll go ahead and put the cheese in these little packs. Now, you can get smaller packages on Amazon. I got these. These are for my seeds, but this works perfect for this. All right, I'll see you in just a little bit. I'm an Amazon associate. Most of the products that you see me make on videos that I have to buy online are from Amazon. But you could get this kind of cheese, dried cheese powder, probably just about anywhere. I do share the links under my videos on everything that I use for people like me who don't do a lot of shopping in physical stores but do a lot of online shopping. This is going to be the most time-consuming part of it, so I am going to do this all off camera. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the envelope and we're going to put it in our jar like this. So it's going to look just like that. I'm going to do that to all 12 of these jars and then I'll get back to you on step number 2. Now, you don't have to use mason jars. You could just use bags if you want, but I like mason jars because it will last longer in them. One thing that I really want to point out is make sure when you wash your mason jars that you have them totally dry. There can't be any moisture in these jars or things will spoil and mold. We have all of our jars here. Now, I bet a lot of you are saying, well, how can this save me money? It would not save you money if you had to buy the jars. Now, I have these jars. Some of them are 35 years old. But you can use any jar. You don't have to use mason jar. That's why I emphasize it's so important that if you get glass jars at the grocery store, to save every one. Every glass jar, you save that because you can use it. With the mixes and using these packets, you know, it won't save you money, but I'm going to reuse these packets over and over again. When I'm finished using one, I'm just going to save it and then put the cheese in and reuse it. So, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take 1.5 cups of our macaroni noodles and we're going to put that in each jar. Macaroni noodles, you can get fairly reasonable. I get mine for about 50 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cup in each one, and then I'll go back and put 1/2 cup in them. Now we're done with that. Now I'm going to add a little bit of powdered onion and parsley. It does not call for that, but I'm adding that to add a little more flavor. So I'm just going to add about 1 teaspoon to each one. Now you do not need to add this. It doesn't call for it, but you can add your own spices. I just think it's going to make it so much tastier. Now you're going to make this just like you would hamburger helper. You will see upcoming videos of me making this. The same with my other mixes. You've seen in previous videos me doing whole videos on actually making what was in the jar then. So we're going to go a little bit with parsley. I think that would add a little bit of color. All right, now we're done. All we have to do is tap them a little bit and put our lids on. Hamburger helper does not look neat, and it is amazing because you don't have the preservatives. Just like that, we're finished, and we have 12 of the hamburger helpers. This is 12 meals. You're going to make it just like you would hamburger helper. To one of these, you add 2 cups of water and 1 cup of milk and 4 tablespoons of butter, and then of course you add 1 pound of ground beef or as much ground beef as you like. So on my labels, I have the directions on how to use this. So right written on my label, I have the 2 cups of water with 1 cup of milk and 4 tablespoons of butter. One of these plus a little bit of ground beef or turkey or even just plain is going to make you a meal. It's as simple as that. Once you have a fully stocked kitchen, a lot of these projects that you do will not cost you much money. If you don't have canning jars and you don't have things like that, it would cost you money. But like I said, you can always use store-bought jars for gifts and for things like this. People make fun of me all the time and they say, oh, Tessie and her jars. But the importance of glass jars is just tremendous, especially in this day and age when you're not seeing a lot of glass anymore. If you get anything at the grocery store that's made with glass, save it. You could use it and it can save you a lot of money on a lot of projects. So I'm going ahead and I'm just going to put all these labels on. See how pretty that is? I'm all about convenience food, especially when we're getting towards the spring. I am really all about that because I am so busy outside that I want to make a really quick meal. One of these is perfect for a smaller family or just if it's by yourself. You could make this and this would make you a couple meals. And you're saving yourself the trip of the grocery store. Now I got that cheese back in December because as you know, I buy myself a couple things like that for in the pantry. That cheese, I didn't even use 1/4 of it. That cheese is gonna last me at least 1 year to 2 years. So it really does save you money. What I'm gonna do is when one of these are empty, I'm gonna keep the label and just save it for making this again. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be making this over and over and over again. This is going to be another one of my favorites. There's so many videos on Make a Mix. I'm actually gonna have a playlist and I will share that playlist at the end of this video. And there is the cheesy hamburger helper sitting on the shelf for a quick meal. We're going to demonstrate this ring light. This ring light is on a tripod and it has a USB. You can get an adapter to plug it in to plug it into the wall. You can get an adapter to plug it into the wall. It does not come with the adapter, but I am going to, for demonstration's sake, plug it into the wall. You can turn it on. It has different settings. Tripod, and it also has a remote control. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you what I look like using the different settings. It also comes with an attachment that you can use to put your cell phone in, so you can use your cell phone to mount it. One thing that's very different with this one is it's on a mount that you can take it off the tripod. Now that's really neat. I like that idea. Then here is the cool setting, the warm setting. I'm really impressed with the strength of the tripod. The tripod does have different height adjustments as well.